Okay, this is part two because I was interrupted by a phone call. We got some things going on in the family, so y'all pray for us and send us some love and some light this way. But I'm gonna continue this spread, this read. We were on the addiction card, which is the first card that came out, and the Ten of Cups in reverse came out. And I was saying that this person wanted their Ten of Cups, but they haven't been able to receive or get the Ten of Cups because of these addictions that they have. They have been with this codependent, obsessive, and possessive type of behavior and controlling, lack of emotion, trying to control situations and restrain other people. They have been doing this probably most of their life since they were abused, and they're not reaching their Ten of Cups. They have not been able to get it, and there have been times probably when they thought they received it and they did not. So it's not what they thought it was. So they keep trying to get that Ten of Cups by any means necessary, and it's not happening because these addictions is in the way. I don't know if this person is aware that of all the issues or what they're doing or not doing is causing them to miss the boat, but we'll see if it comes out in the cards. For the coffin card, Spirit, why the coffin card? Got the Lovers card for the coffin card in reverse. So remember, the coffin card says it's not having no new beginnings, no liberation. There will not be a rebirth. There will not be any transitions. And surprisingly, there's no tragic endings. So on top of that, we got the Lovers card. The Lovers card is upright. It says love, harmony, relationship, union, partnership, sexuality, passion, values, alignment, deep love, a choice, the strength of two together. The coffin card is saying that none of that is going to happen. They're not going to get the love and the harmony and the relationships and the union and the partnership and so forth, and all the rest of that. They're not going to be able to receive those things because of the addictions. Again, we keep going back to the addictions. So there are no new beginnings. So you're not going to have the liberation. You're not going to have a rebirth. You're not going to have the transitioning from the addictions. If they don't, they're stuck right now in this. And if they don't go get the help they need, then they're going to continue to miss out on it. Like they have been missing out on it all these years that they're seeking. Seems like a desperate situation where they really need that or want that, but they did not receive it. And it's really sad when I think about it, that they're not going to get it because this addictive type of behavior and this addictions that they have, whether it's substance or whatever it is, and all this negative behavior that they exhibit, if they continue to do that, they're never going to get the Ten of Cups, and they're not going to get the love that they're looking for. They're not going to get the intimacy, the harmony, the peace, and the stuff that comes with a healthy relationship. They're not going to get it. And it's really sad because I feel like everybody deserves love, but at this point, you got things that's standing in the way of you getting your Ten of Cups and the love of your life and the healthy relationship, and you're not addressing that. And I don't think they don't know that what their issues is. It's just that they're not addressing it. They're just continuing to live the life that they've been living, without getting the help that they need. And I don't understand that. But I mean, does anybody really fully understand addiction unless they've been addicted? You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be addicted to cigarettes and I had to give them up. But, and there's a saying that says you can't tell a smoker when to quit smoking. It's up to them when they quit smoking. It's not an arrogant thing. It's just that they have to be ready to let go. They have to be ready to put them down. You can't make them do that. And it's the same with any other addiction. You can't make somebody stop whatever their addiction is. You can try to help them if you want to, but if they're not ready, they're going to go right back to it. It's just like in abusive relationships. When people are traumatized and, you have trauma bonds with people, you can't make that person leave, the one that's abusing them. They got to be ready to leave. You can try to help them, and you can even pull them out, but they'll go right back to them if they're not, they're not ready. Or they don't, they got to As they say, you got to be tired. You got to be sick and tired. Sometimes it has a really bad grip on people. And everybody, you know, a lot of people like to talk about people that have these addictions, and I don't talk about them like that. You know, I don't care if it's my ex or anybody. You know, if it's anybody in my family or not in my family, I don't got to know you. You know, I know that it's hard. Spirit, why blowing kisses in reverse? Why blowing kisses in reverse, Spirit? Blowing kisses says unconditional love, giving and receiving, fairness, love and affection return, but in reverse, which means none of that is happening. Why is that? Why isn't it happening for this person besides me saying that it's the addictions? Is there anything else? Is there a reason why that they are not going to receive these things? Is there something else underlying all of this besides the abuse that happened to them when they were a child? Is there anything else? Maybe I'm missing something. Can you show me the way? Okay. So this card came out in reverse, and it's the Five of Swords in reverse. Reversed, it says past resentment, desire to reconcile, making amends, desire to forgive. In reverse, this says the past resentment, desire to reconcile, making amends, desire to forgive. So they're not receiving unconditional love. They're not a giving person. You won't be receiving much from them. They're not a fair person. They're not a loving person. They're not an affectionate person. If you're being affectionate towards them, they are not returning that as well. Or this person has some type of resentment, probably towards whatever or whoever abused them when they were a child. They do have some past resentments for that. But I also feel like past relationships where they really wanted it to work, they have resentment towards those people too, whether they are a male or female, and the person they were dealing with, male or female, it doesn't even really matter in tarot. But past relationships that they really wanted to work and it didn't, and maybe those people left them, they feel resentment about that. They probably had a desire to reconcile with those people and probably tried to keep the relationship together, but their addictions got in the way and those people left. They tried to make amends, you know, and if it was something that they did, more than likely, that's what it was. They wanted to be forgiven and then, you know, try to work on the relationship and patch it up. And the other person was not willing to do that. More than likely, they seen too much with this person and discovered that they got some deep-seated issues, and they weren't willing to get back in a relationship with this person. There wasn't enough there to hold them there. So this person is dealing with some past resentment, more than likely from past relationships that they wanted to work really badly but did not work out. Spirit, why the butterfly in reverse? Why the butterfly in reverse, Spirit? Spirit gave me one card, and that card is the High Priestess in reverse. Okay. The butterfly card upright. Well, the butterfly card says evolving and growth, next phase, healing the inner child, and releasing the past. So in reverse, this person is not evolving. They are not growing. There will be no next phase for them. They are not healing their inner child, and they are not releasing the past. So this person is stuck. And I asked, why? And Spirit said, because there's secrets. There's some secrets there's some secrets that's going on. This person is very secretive. This is why this person is not healing. This is a part of the reason why they're not healing. In addition to the addictions and the negative behavior, here's some more for you. They're secretive. They keep secrets that people don't know, what this person is hiding. They're hiding a lot of things. They hide things from people, which is probably why people leave them in these relationships and break up with them, because they discover some of the things that they were hiding. And some of these secrets that they're hiding could bring harm to people that are unaware of what their secrets are. And I just heard STDs, that this person may have been carrying some, is carrying some, and they're not telling people that they connect with, that they're in intimate relationships with. So this is where the harm could come in. Also, because, and I'm hearing this intuitively, because they were abused, could have been some physical abuse as well that happened to them, that they become physically abusive. That could bring harm to people that they're in relationships with. They have a hidden agenda a lot of times. This is the High Priestess in reverse. A hidden agenda. Like I said before we pulled these cards out, we were looking at the Oracle deck. And I had mentioned before, quid pro quo, which means something for something. If I do something for you, you do something for me. And here it is again with the High Priestess in reverse. There's a hidden agenda with this person. Nothing is free to them. Nothing is from the heart. They don't give. If they give you anything, there are strings attached. They do anything for you, there's strings attached. They're not connecting with people just for the good connection and having good relationships and all of that. It's always a hidden agenda behind it. It's always something that they keep in the forefront of their mind when they connect with people. They want something from that person, okay? This person is disconnected from their intuition, meaning they can be reckless when they're out here. They don't listen to any type of guidance from people or from the Most High. Any signs from the universe, no synchronicities. I can't even talk today. It's so crazy. Synchronicities. They are not listening intentionally. Some is intentionally and some is not. And I'm getting this intuitively right now. But they don't listen to their intuition. They don't heed warnings. They don't heed signs. They don't heed nothing. They do what they feel like they want to do at that moment. Very selfish individual, very shallow individual. Because if you're not using your intuition, that means that you're ignoring the deeper things. The signs and stuff. They probably don't see them because they don't use their intuition, because they're not in tune with spirit. They're not in tune with the Most High. They're not in tune with things that are good and righteous. So therefore, they're going to miss all the clues, all the signs. They're going to miss everything, because these are meant to guide this person on a good path, on the righteous path. And they don't see them because that's not the path they're on, because of what happened to them. You can take it all the way back to their childhood. So they have, what's the word I want to say? Phrase, word. They have, in a sense, trained themselves, unbeknownst to themselves, to ignore all the signs, all the cues. They miss the cues, they miss the signs, they miss it. And this is how they get in trouble, and this is how they live their life. I feel like trouble follows this person, because obviously if you're traumatized as a child from some type of abuse that was happening on a consistent basis, that morphed into some addictions with these negative type of behaviors following that you're exhibiting at this point, I can see why you missed all the cues. I can see why. And this person is a selfish person. Again, nothing that they do for you or with you is for good reasons. Most of the time, it's a transaction to them, what they can get out of it. Okay, so this is not about, it's not going to be about you. It's always going to be about them. Okay. Ignorance is on this card, and misunderstanding. Ignorance meaning not knowing something. It does not mean stupid. It means that unlearned. Like, they're not aware of a lot of things. They're not aware of just certain things they should be aware of. They're not. Maybe they weren't taught, maybe they just didn't learn some certain things in school. They didn't learn some things in life. What they did learn was how to be this snake. They learned how to do that. But they're unlearned in a lot of things. Just like they stayed within a certain box or something like that, where they never really ventured outside of what they already knew. And that's what they settled with, and they were okay with that. They didn't feel the need to learn anything else. So what they know is what they know. And, this is a type of person that probably don't want you to tell them nothing else outside of what they know, because they feel like what they know is it, if I could say it that way. Okay? This is the High Priestess in reverse. So they are not in High Priestess energy. They are reversed. Healing Heart, Spirit. Why is Healing Heart here in the upright? Why is Healing Heart, Spirit, here in the upright? Why is Healing Heart here in the upright, Spirit? Oh, that was quick. The Moon in the upright. Oh, let me show you guys. I'm sorry. I asked Spirit why Healing Heart was here in the upright, and Spirit gave me the Moon. In the upright is the illusion, mystery, dreams, intuition, fear, anxiety, subconscious, and premonitions. Remember, I just said that this person missed all the cues and all the signs due to ignorance or due to a way of thinking, a way of training themselves, unbeknownst to them over the years. A way of being, and they missed all the signs and cues, the synchronicities, numbers, letters, patterns. They missed all of that. Remember I said that earlier? So we got the Moon card that's talking about subconscious and premonitions. So even if the Most High was sending dreams in the subconscious, trying to reach this person. And I feel like that's what Spirit was doing. They didn't take that as a sign either. Because you can see things out in the world as patterns and signs and so forth and so on. But then when you start having dreams in your subconscious, that's your subconscious, while you're sleeping, that's the Most High trying to reach out to you, really reach out to you and get your attention. You'll start having dreams about, and they're vivid, and they're dreams to where it's unmistakable. There's no denying that that's the Most High. That's the universe trying to communicate with you. This person being off track the way they are right now, this has been something that's been growing over the years into decadence, meaning, they're descending. They're getting worse and worse the older they get. And most of us will want to get better the older we get. You know what I'm saying? But this person in particular has been, I think the trauma has been compounded over the years, and it stunted their growth spiritually, and probably a little mentally, as far as being able to expand into other areas of knowledge or understanding of different things in the world. They stay in their box. So they might have been stunted in that area as well. And I asked Spirit, why was Healing Heart here? And we got the moon upright telling me that Spirit possibly have been trying to reach out to this person. It says illusions, mystery, dreams, intuition, fear, anxiety, subconscious, and premonitions. So this person may have been getting dreams a lot. They may have been getting premonitions a lot. And because of the distortion that comes with the addiction and the trauma that they have experienced while they were younger, they have not been able to interpret it correctly. The lens that they view everything in, life, people, relationships, everything, transactions, and, feelings and emotions, everything that however they view, that lens is skewed to the point to where they miss the cues, like I said before, and here it is again with the moon card. They miss the cues of the universe, of Spirit, of God trying to reach out to this person in their subconscious during, it says dreams on here. And then they ignore their intuition because their lens is so skewed in how they see things. They ignore if they had premonitions and they couldn't explain what was going on at that time. They ignored that as well. So things started to look more like, illusionary, like an illusion to them. It seemed weird to them. It brought fear and anxiety to them because they didn't understand it. And so in essence, because they didn't understand it and they're in their little box, they didn't explore what was going on either to try to understand it. So they dismissed it. Okay, so they just missed all the cues because they weren't understanding what was going on, because their understanding had been stunted. Their lens of how they see things is skewed to the point to where everything was starting to look like an illusion to them. They couldn't separate what was happening, thinking that it was weird and strange, almost like saying you can't separate the real from the fake. They could not process what they were seeing. That's how messed up this individual is. Okay? And it's a sad thing when you think about it, that somebody is that screwed up, and, the Most High tried to reach out to this person, even in their dreams. So we went from the signs and the symbols and different things, out in the world where Spirit's trying to reach out to this person and show them something, show them a better way or get their attention, to coming directly in their dreams and visions and premonitions, and this person rejected it all. Okay? Last card out here is heartbroken. Spirit, why is heartbroken out here? Remember, heartbroken is deeply hurt and sad, feeling lost, grieving and despair, and breakup is on the card. And when I did the first spread before we got to this second set of cards, the tarot cards, I was saying that this person is deeply hurt and they are sad because they have probably lived their life. They're probably older, living their life and having these disappointments in their life and not understanding why, because they only think so far. They only see so far. They only understand so far. And it's what they say. It's what they think. They don't want to expand and go beyond what they know, as if there's nothing else for them to know, as if anybody else, can have information to give them, as if Spirit, the Most High, God, the universe, is really trying to reach out to them and show them something for real. Like they're not taking it seriously. They never have taken it seriously. They usually probably operated on their own, meaning they felt like they controlled everything. Almost make me feel like They stop believing in God. You know what I'm saying? They stop believing, that there's a higher power. They start believing in anything. And they wanted to be in control of everything. They didn't want to feel like anything else was controlling them. And I think that came from when they were a child and they were being abused. They were young when they were being abused, and they had no control. So maybe when they started growing up, they felt like they weren't going to be controlled no more. And I could just, it's so many different ways I can go with that, but that's what I'm getting, okay? Okay, Spirit, why heartbroken? And we're going to close this out. Can I get one card for heartbroken, please? Spirit, why heartbroken? One card, please. Just one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So for the heartbroken card, we get the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. That says self-development, perfectionism, misdirected activity, no passion, uninspired, and no motivation. This has really been a sad reading to me because this card is coinciding with the heartbroken card. This person is deeply hurt and sad, feeling lost, grieving, and in despair, and experiencing breakups. And I said, why is that? Why is that, Spirit? And Spirit gave me the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. It's because a lack of self-development. And I just said this person is stunted. Their growth is stunted. Okay, I just said that. Lack of self-development. This person, I did say a little while ago that this person wants to control everything to go their way. So it has to be the way they envision it in their head. Is the only reason they make connections with people. Is the only reason that they do any type of thing. Is transactional. It has to go the way they want it to go. So they have to be in control. And on this card, there's a word on here that says perfectionism. So this has got to go the way they want it to go. And in their mind, it's perfect if it does go the way they want it to go. Next word is misdirected activity. So this person is doing things to try to get a desired result because they're selfish. They want things the way they want it. And all of their efforts is misdirected because everything they do stems from what happened to them. So remember we got Girl with the Snake at the bottom of the deck, of the Oracle deck. And this person being selfish and sneaky and manipulative and all these other negative attributes and all this stuff. The misdirected activity, the things that they do to damage and hurt other people is misdirected. They're attacking the wrong people. They're attacking people for what happened to them. And it could be that they never addressed who abused them. They probably never said anything to that person and just grew up and just kind of separated from them. I don't know if they're, I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know what really happened. But they're taking their anger, their hurt, and their pain out on people. This is why they have, unhealthy relationships. This is why they're not healing. You know what I'm saying? Because they're making other people pay for what happened to them. So when they get in a relationship, this is the reason why people leave them, because they're punishing their partners for what somebody else did to them when they were a child. This addiction and stuff is sprung out of the trauma, out of the abuse. This negative behavior that they're exhibiting is from that. And so every relationship they get in, they make people pay. Okay? And it's sad because this person never took the time to heal. They're not going to heal until they address the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is them. They're, out of all of this that has happened, out of all of the relationships that bad, wanting the good relationships and having unhealthy relationships, all the toxicity that's happening here, all the obsession that's going on, the possession, all the lack of emotions, all the controlling issues, all of the, not being free, not having no new beginnings, not healing your heart, not you toxic, you're addictive, you're abusive, all this love with conditions, which is really not love, and not giving and not being fair, and all these other things that's going on with this person. Out of all of this, they are the common denominator in all of this. This has nothing to do with anybody else. It has nothing to do with anybody else. This is this person all the way. They're like they are because they never addressed it. I am not blaming this person to say that it's their fault. What happened to them when they were a child, it's not their fault. But when you become an adult, you address those things. You have to admit that you have some issues. Did you deal with that? Depending on the type of person you are and your beliefs, you take it to the Lord in prayer. Take it to the Most High. Meditate. Go to therapy. Do what you got to do to get yourself together. Because when you know better, you do better. Isn't that what we say? And it's the truth. You learn as you get older. You cannot continue to stay where you were in your trauma and make everybody else pay for it, which is what this person is doing in this spread. Okay? You can't continue to do that. Is there anything you would like to say at this time about this person, Spirit? Do you have anything else? Anything else? So say with these other cards. Hold on. I don't know if these leaves. We're about to find out. Do you have anything else that you would like to say about this person? If you know somebody like that, you need to pray for that person. You need to seriously pray for them. If they are dealing with something, that has got a hold of them. And I know people say, you can't make nobody do something they don't want to do. And it's true, you can't. You know what I'm saying? They do have to want to do it. Just like, any type of addictions that anybody have. They got to be ready to give it up. And some people just ain't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this person ain't. I don't know that. Anything else, Spirit? These still really slippery. Anything else at this time, Spirit? These are cards you wanted me to get. So weird. Like, these ain't it. Ooh. Hold on. Do you have anything else you would like to say about this person? Any to give to the collective about this person that may or may not be in their energy? This could be a family member. We're about to see what this card say. I have never pulled this card before, but this card is the dead end card. Dead end, but it was in reverse. So let me see. A place or condition where things must stop or options are exhausted. So right now this person is not at that point. They're not at the point of breaking. That's what this card is saying. A place of or a condition where things must stop or options. So they're not at that point yet. They're not at the point where things must stop or options are exhausted. They're still trying to figure things out and continue to stay in this reckless behavior and this addiction. They have not come to the point to where they're ready to give this up just yet. It's like I just said, you can't tell nobody when to give up an addiction. They have to be ready. I said that earlier in the reading when I first started with the Oracle deck, and then when I pulled the Tarot deck, it came out again, and here we are again with a different deck saying that they have not reached that place where things must stop. They have not reached the place in themselves where they are ready to stop this type of behavior. So all I can say at this point is pray for this person. Be encouraging to this person, but you still need to keep your head on a swivel, because remember, we got girl with a snake at the bottom with a snake, or guy with a snake. Either one, it doesn't matter. There's no gender in tarot. Somebody is a snake, can be a snake. So you still got to understand that when people are in their addictions, that their mind don't work like people that's not in addictions. And so they have the potential to be a snake to you at times, because that's their nature in their addiction at this time. So you have to understand that. We give grace, but we also protect ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? We also are aware that this person is dealing with some things, and they're probably not in their right mind the way they need to be. After everything that we went through, they're not even trying to heal at this point, and you cannot force this person to heal. You cannot make them want to heal. You cannot make them give up whatever their addictions is, whether it's substance or something else. You can't do that. But be aware. Be loving, be aware, and protect yourself. If this was a reading that resonated with you, please drop down at the bottom in the comments and let me know that this resonated with you. And let me know, okay? Like this video, share this video. Please do leave some comments. You 99% that are not prescribed, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I hope that this was enlightening to you, and we'll see you next time. Peace, love, and light.